I'm so excited to finally get to show you our kitchen addition that we have been working on for about a year. So it's our old kitchen combined with our new kitchen and how it's all come together. And I'm gonna show you everything in this video and how we finished it all off. Don't look too close because we haven't finished the fireplace. We still have to hang some lights over the island and do some lighting in the old kitchen and some electric stuff. But we're almost done, so I will show you in upcoming videos how I decorated and all the fun stuff whenever we get all that finished. If you haven't seen how we began this whole process, you might want to look back at my old videos and see all the work that it has taken to get to this point. But it is my dream kitchen, and I'm so grateful to all the people that helped and made it this way. So thank you all. You know who you are, and I appreciate you so much. Gary and I are so grateful. It is a dream come true. So anyway, we hope you enjoy, and if you will, follow me along, subscribe to the page, and like it. Hit the little red bell if you want to see upcoming videos. Here it goes. Before we began our kitchen addition renovation, I took this last video footage of our old kitchen. So this is the before. This ended up being my dream kitchen. And honestly, I've never done a kitchen renovation addition before in my entire life. So to plan all this out and put all the thought that we all put into it and just the details and everything, the way everything turned out, I was thrilled. When they brought the cupboards and they all fit the way that I thought or the way that I dreamt of them fitting, it was a dream come true for me. Because sometimes you can plan stuff and plan and have everything out, and then it just doesn't turn out quite the way that you had in mind. Well, this exceeded my expectations by far. For so many years, I just dreamt of a bright kitchen full of windows where you can see outside and be doing the dishes and be able to look out the window and see all the beauty of the yard. And this just ended up working out perfectly because there's windows everywhere. When you wake up in the morning, it's bright and it's welcoming. It's not dark and gloomy. And it makes me happy to wake up every morning and be able to go get my coffee in this kitchen. And I love white and bright and the color being nature, like from the trees and the leaves and the grass and the flowers. And I like to see all the birds and the squirrels and all the outdoor creatures. As you can see here, we did not start the fireplace yet, right in the middle. So that'll be a see-through fireplace. We did hang some pictures And yes, there are some imperfections in the level of our house. But like I said, we have an old house. We worked with what we could. Andrew did an amazing job with everything, and that will be coming up next in the video so you can see how it got to this point. We were so glad when we added these cupboards in the old kitchen part because we almost didn't do that, but we wanted to fill in the old kitchen so that it would all be cohesive and blend into the new kitchen and not just be like this separate room. I also always dreamt of a huge island with lots of cupboards, and I wanted to have as many cupboards and as many bottom drawers as I could. So not so many bottom cupboards, but more bottom drawers. And I was so glad we did that because it's amazing how much more you can get into drawers and how much easier it is to get in and out of the drawers. And the sink ended up being the farmhouse sink. Of course, there are still some things that we need to fix with the painting and all the caulking and all that kind of stuff, but that'll just be never ending. So we did the shiplap, and if you could see out these beautiful windows to the yard, I just love seeing out all the windows. I wanted it to be like a sunroom kitchen, and it ended up being like that. Absolutely love having two sinks, one for dirty dishes, this one for prepping the food. It's so amazing to have two sinks for that reason. I always wondered why people have two sinks. What's the point? But I totally understand now. I still haven't decorated. Like I said in the beginning of the video, I'm working on figuring out what to do above the cabinets. If you have any recommendations, let me know in the comments below. But I mean, right now it's fine. I can leave it empty or put some baskets or some kind of, I don't know, something I find from maybe like an antique shop, something on top of the. But then, of course, we just need to get these lights done. This is definitely the most important. I absolutely love the character of the old ceiling remaining in the old kitchen, and I'm so glad that we just kept that old, and I like the imperfections because that's what makes it more special to me. You'll see how this beam got here in the next upcoming footage, but this beam is an amazing addition that Brent and Andrew, and they came up with this and then built it, and stained it, so you'll get to see all that in the upcoming footage. I'm so glad they did it. It brings such a nice pop of color, and it was a lot of work for Andrew, but he knocked it out. I also love the way Andrew worked with what he could in this room and literally did an amazing job keeping the character. I know that would have been a very big challenge for anybody because nothing, like I said, nothing is level in an old house. So when you're bringing a new kitchen addition into, you have a half old, half new, it's very challenging because there are so many imperfections already when it comes to the level, the foundation, the walls. I mean, nothing is straight. So the new kitchen's all straight, the old kitchen's a little bit, that's more where all the character is. Friend recommended this cabinet company, and I worked closely with Elizabeth Cannon on exactly where I wanted everything, and I just literally drew on the wall the height and how I wanted the cabinet to look and where I wanted to put everything. When the guys came to install the cabinets, I was so nervous because you just never know exactly how it's going to fit and exactly how it's going to look, if it's going to fit the room properly, or so they worked really hard outside building them and then brought them in. And literally, this is where I really saw the kitchen come together whenever they came, of course, to install the cabinets, because that is the kitchen, the cabinets. So when they worked, I couldn't even sleep the whole time because it was so exciting to just see and how it was really going to turn out. And when I started to see this, I just couldn't believe it. I was going, oh my gosh, this is exactly what I had imagined it to be, but even better. Wow, so after one day, these cabinet guys put all these together. I mean, it's just amazing to me. These came out of the boxes, remember? And they just put them together. They're gonna come back tomorrow, but literally they're gonna be done I think they're gonna be done tomorrow, so. Anyway, I'm just gonna play around with this and see what I'm working with. This is way too exciting. Way too exciting. And check out that view up there. So this morning it's pouring rain and the guys are gonna come back and finish. I'm so excited. I couldn't even sleep last night. So I got all my chairs kind of set out and the plan over here, kind of what we got going. We've got a couple changes, but this is what is happening right now. So I'm just super excited, ecstatic. There will be cupboards back here. we had all these beautiful cupboards, but then it was time to actually finish the entire kitchen project. The shiplap and all the beautiful touches that make it look like a dream kitchen. So this is where Mr. Andrew Riley stepped in. And literally every weekend, like clockwork, at 7 a.m., that guy was here, wasting no time, getting up on the ladder, getting down, getting up on the scaffold, getting down, literally working until this thing was complete. So Andrew heightened this doorway, and then he also heightened these two doorways here so they would all match the high ceiling in the old kitchen. And the messes continued, but I continued to just keep cleaning and cleaning and cleaning. And let me tell you, when you do kitchen construction, that's just what you do. Andrew even put us to work, so Gary was here doing the first cut. You got the old house, the new house. This is where our buddy Brent Smallie stepped in to do the electric stuff. So Andrew was convincing him it's gonna be great. Just climb up there in that attic and rewire everything. Well, Brent decided to skip that on this Friday night and he wired all the plugs instead. He got those working, and that was a big job in itself. This is what we've got going on. Brent was here last night and he came after Andrew left and he did all those lights. Oh, and he did all the plugs. And there's so much more. But right now, this is what we've got, and Andrew's gonna be back again to do the trim. He's got all his stuff set out here. I vacuumed as much as I could. He's gonna trim around these windows, and all the, I think all the base trim. So he's got his equipment here. That is what is going on. It's been a non-stop, crazy, amazing progress time. So I am thrilled and in dream world, but I'm still really in shock that we live here right now. So anyway. So this is Andrew installing our apron front farmhouse sink, and he said this was his first time doing it. So I was just so thankful that he could fit this in with all the other stuff he had going on. What did you roll in? Because you've got white little, look at these little, he brought this in from outside. I don't know. Oh boy. Well, I guess I do know where it's coming from. The lights are in. So here's what I've got going now. I took all the kitchen stuff that has been stored out in the garage slash music room. Most of it for years has been stored out there because we just didn't have enough room in our cabinets in the kitchen. So now I believe we're gonna have enough room. This is not even half of the kitchen stuff. I still have some outside that I've got to wash. All right, so our countertops are coming next. Right now we've got this here, just as a, but the countertops, this is the last time we'll see the counters open up. We're having our first band rehearsal since I think September 2020. It's been a while. This is just one of the many Sundays that we've had Andrew here working at the house. But he's working on the trim today, the beam, and there's gonna be another beam in the ceiling in the middle of the, where the pendant lights will hang. Percy. Are you hacking up a bone? Oh my goodness. What are you doing down there? Are you enjoying being outside doing whatever you want to do? I bet. Yeah. So after about 5 in a row, 12-hour day, non-stop, Energizer Andrew working weekends, we were left with a little bit of mess, and I was just trying to muster up the energy to clean up and keep cleaning up. Not that bad, but I just need to muster up some energy to get this done. And the great news is look at the trim. There's trim, there's a beam. All the work is just about done. It's just unbelievable how much work has been done this weekend. We still have some trim in here and some ladders hanging out, but I'm just gonna clean it up, give it a vacuum. We've got some debris and just give it a little clean up, a little dust all over the floor, and that's what I'm gonna do now. I can't even begin to tell you how exciting it was after a couple months with no oven or stove when our friend Chuck came by and hooked up our oven. Thank you, Chuck. Andrew's here bright and early. He's got all his stuff set out here. He means business, y'all. He means business. Alright, things are getting serious around here. We are almost there.
What do you mean?
Give you a place to run.
Oh, up top?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
We got Brent, he's gonna do the electrical up there. And Andrew's putting all the stuff up there.
Putting on the roof!
Everybody's ready to be done and have a life again. So we have this list to go. And we will be done. We'll finish caulking over here. Have to laugh because otherwise you'll cry if you don't laugh. It's gonna be beautiful though when it's all done. This is what I'm working on right now. Caulking the windows.
Where's my piece of drywall?
So this is before.
Do not throw my piece of drywall away.
Hey,
Yeah.
go get an 8-foot piece of Romex and stick it up all the way up as far as you can.
Brent's up there.
Brent, you got anything or no?
You're gonna have to start.
So Brent wired the electric, didn't you, Brent?
We call him Flo. How you doing, Flo?
I feel like a homeless colony's been living up here.
I know. If you go up in there, that's so bad. That shit like
in like a plastic nail-on box. A 40 amp circuit just sitting up here, just.
Well, Gary and I worked on all the caulking of the trim work that Andrew completed around all these windows and everywhere. Brent hooked up this beautiful pendant light over our sink. And he also worked on putting the fan up on the ceiling. And Gary assisted him while doing that. Anything he could do to help, he did. And anything I could do to help, I pretty much was done at this point. I was just cleaning up the place. The following weekend, we got to the fun part now, where Andrew was putting up these beautiful fancy vents with this trim around each one that was so beautiful. I mean, he went the extra mile to really make things pop. This trim around the attic, he built the attic door. This homemade beautiful beam that Andrew made required some work, so he had to trim it up, sand it, and then the next step was to stain it. So we were looking for the right stain color and getting that all correct. He really put the time in to make this beam look like a really heavy-duty beam. And he worked around this fan at the same time. I mean, the poor guy was his hands over his head for so long, looking up, and with all this, all the debris from the sanding was just falling at him, and he just got all dirty and did it. And we were just so grateful to all the work that he did. I mean, this is the stuff people don't like to do, but he did it, he got it done, and it looks absolutely beautiful. This is one of the last times that we're ever gonna have to see the kitchen like this again, because this scaffold is going. All the little details are just about to completion. So tomorrow will be the final. This is what we have left, and yes, I'm gonna get to clean it pretty soon here, and the painters are gonna come, and then we are gonna be completely done with this. Brent put the fan up, and Andrew put the hood, shiplap, and every little tiny detail as far as wood goes. So Gary and I will be painting the trim, just all the trim except for in the new kitchen, the new and old kitchen, which is one big kitchen, like I said. I keep making little tables for each job, and each job that gets finished, I clean up after that, and then I make the next one for the next workers, or they create their own table. I'm so excited to finally clean it one more time, and it be the last time where we can live in it again, you know, the last construction clean, basically. So my first meal was pepperoni bread in the oven, and I could not tell you how excited I was to finally get the chance to just cook something in the oven, and it was amazing.
Yeah, even the gray clouds spin around me, and kaleidoscope colors, and it's some